Ciao, friends. Welcome back to the Life Out Loud podcast. I am your host, Desiree Melfi Boatso. We are diving in today, episode 47. 47. Let's say that without questioning it. We are diving in to probably the last episode for a little bit and take some time off this summer. Enjoy my boy, enjoy the heck out of the sunshine in the mitten. And we will most likely be back in the fall. Might hop on a couple times, share some things with you. I don't know, not going to make any promises, but I've spent the last few weeks focusing on fortifying us, getting ready to go into summer. Okay. We focused in, dialed in our thinking. Okay. Last time, episode 46, we did a deep dive into gratitude, brought out the journals for you, gave you a peek into my world as far as that goes. I hope it set you up for a good practice. Let me know, please, if it did. I love that kind of stuff. Um, this podcast exists to literally be practical tools and teachings to help you draw closer to Jesus. And so, if that last episode did that, I want to know about it. Going forward, if any of these episodes are helpful, pass them on to the people you love. This week, I want to focus in on strength. And so we are going to start in Philippians 4, verse 12 and verse 13. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. Verse 13, I can do all this through him who gives me strength. We all know that verse. So, no matter what comes at us from any direction, this is telling us we can get through it because he is our strength. Summer routines we know can be so exciting. Okay? We know that. There's so much excitement around summer. They can also be bonkers bananas. This is like bananas, bananas, right? So usually they're more noise. Usually there are more meals to prep. Usually it's less structure. Lately, more and more, I'm hearing like, "What are you doing to make summer so special? What are your bucket list?" Now we have like summer bucket lists, like a whole thing. It's like I said, bananas. Sometimes we enter summer under pressure and lies that sound a little bit like, we got to make all the memories. We got to keep everyone happy, or I got to hold all of this together. Are you kidding me? Yes, yes, that is what we put on ourselves. So that's just makes me stressed out for us all, right? All of that sounds like a lot of stress. Um, as we sign off today, there's another thing I want to leave us feeling or leave us with, leave us believing. It's that God chose you for your family, okay? And he equips who he calls, okay? So take all the pressure out of the pressure cooker for a minute, right? Hit that little lever, that little thing, all the steam comes out of the pressure cooker. You know what I'm talking about. I want to let that out for a second. And I want to focus in on this that he chose you for your family, even in the most overwhelmed, chaotic times. And not only did he choose you, he equipped you. Okay. So, and he didn't do it. Let's make sure we lock into this. It's not because we're perfect, and it's not because we have endless patience. It's because our God is enough. Okay. So we can do it all because he's enough. So there's three things I want to focus in on as we head into summer. The first one, as the seasons of motherhood changes, yes, that is a play on this season changing. Anyway, the seasons of motherhood change. Our call doesn't change. Okay, who we are called to be in September and October and November is no different than who we're called to be in May and June and July and August. Okay, being a mom isn't random. God did this intentionally for us. There are always days where it feels so holy and perfect. And let's be honest, there are days where we're running through Chick-fil-A's drive-through with our hair on fire and it's bonkers. Okay. And no matter the feeling, God's calling is still there in our lives. The summer days are going to come when, if they haven't already, summer hasn't started and yet, they're going to come when we feel tired and we feel stretched and we feel uncertain, maybe even inadequate. We're not prepared or strong enough to handle all of this. God's still not going to change his mind, though. We're still going to be called no matter how we feel. I want you to think for a second about our boy Moses. I know we've talked about him plenty on here. He stuttered and didn't speak well, and all Moses focused on was what he lacked. God focused on who he was. He was called by God. There's a churchism that I love. It's might be cringy, whatever, I don't care. It's God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. What is that saying? No matter what you have to say about it, you've got this because God's got you and he called you for it. Schedules are going to change this summer, but our purpose never does. Our purpose never, ever changes. You might be sitting there thinking, that's really cool. That's helpful, except it's not summer yet and I'm already totally stressed. So what am I supposed to do about this? Don't worry, I got you. Point number 2. So God gives us strength for today, right? Not all summer. Today, when you woke up, God didn't give you strength for July and August and whenever you're listening to this. He gave you strength for today. Philippians 4:13, I can do all this through him who gives me strength. We often misread this. It doesn't say I can do all of this myself. Nope, doesn't say that. It says God gives me strength. He gives us strength for what he asks me to walk through. There's a whole conversation there about what's God asked you to do, what's on your plate, and what does he ask you to do. What are you up to over there that God hasn't asked you to take on? Are there things that you're stressed about that God actually never told you to do in the first place? Asking for a friend. No, I'm actually asking because I just did this in my life. And I was like, oh, I'm stressed about that. And God never even told me to pick it up. Here I am carrying it. What? Stop. Take all the things you're doing and write them down on paper. What did God ask you to do? What did he actually ask you to do versus what did you just take on because the world told you you needed to take on more? I do a summer audit. I encourage you to do that. It's exactly what it sounds like. Summer audit. What do you end up with? What has God asked you to take on and what hasn't he asked you to take on? And what do you fill in your summer days with? The other piece to this is that God won't hand us strength for June through August. He's going to give us strength for today, whatever day you're listening to this. Give us this day our daily bread. Think about the manna in Exodus. When they were in the wilderness, God gave it daily. He said, don't store it up. This is your daily bread for today. Dependence grows with God day by day. When we can exercise dependence on him, we can be confident that he's going to show up, right? Can I get through all summer? No, you can't, and neither can I. But I can get through today because he gave me enough for today. Dare I say more than get through. Also, there's something to be said about thriving and enjoying it. Okay? We have to stop borrowing tomorrow's worries and be where our feet are today. Now, even when we know God provides strength, anxiety is fun and it still can creep in and make us worry because the devil's a liar. So I'm leaving you with this last point. God never intended us as moms to carry everything alone. Philippians 4, verse 6. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. We don't have to be anxious about it. He's literally telling us not to be. God didn't say, fake it till you make it. God didn't say, pretend you're okay. He didn't say any of that. He said, bring it to me. He said, sweetheart, bring it over here. Quit trying to muscle through it on your own. You're not meant to do this alone. As moms, we carry everything. And after carrying everyone's everything, we can start to feel really anxious. But prayer is an exchange of grace. We give him our stuff and he gives us his grace. We hand him the chaos and he gives us the peace. We hand him the worries and he gives us the peace, right? It's that moment that sometimes happens when you're carrying in a load of groceries or like you get home from Costco and God forbid we have actual bags for stuff from Costco. We just have 1,700 different items in our car. And you're trying to carry them all in and your husband opens the door and says, give me that. Do not carry that on your own. That's what it looks like lived out real time, right? God's saying, hand over your worries to me, your big Costco size worries. Hand them to me. Take them off your shoulders. He's there at every pass doing that for us. So as we head into summer, as we get ready to bebop along into the sunshine, I want you to remember in the most chaotic moments, God called you for those moments. Not only did he call you, he equipped you. God gives you strength for today, not for tomorrow or next week or next month, today. And the last one, he doesn't have you carry it alone. This was short. This is sweet. I hope it was helpful as we bebop our way into the most gorgeous that the mitten has to offer this summer. Friends, it has been a joy to hang out with you on the airwaves. I will hopefully pop on here throughout the summer. If I don't, I will see you in the fall. Come back next time. I will throw more encouragement around like confetti, also scripture. Be careful. If you get too close, you're definitely going to get some on you. Cheers.